So friends, that is how I am here to speak on a subject which is relevant for every human being, every community across the world, and every created thing and being, animals, birds, it relates to everything. In other words, love is something which relates individual with an individual, individual with community, animals, birds. The whole cosmos is sustained by love. Now the creation is, to begin with, the creation of which we are part and parcel, the cosmos, not the planet Earth, because there are millions and millions of planets like this and galaxies, star systems. And there was a photograph taken last year of Earth on an unmanned spacecraft 6.5 billion miles away. 6.5 billion miles away. When they looked back at Earth, it was found to be a fading blue dot. Earth is just like a dot, fading, ever fading, from 6.5 billion kilometers. And there are galaxies which are located hundreds of billion light years. You cannot imagine how, we have failed to imagine how the Earth moves such a high speed. By the time we began, the place where we were, in the meantime, we just calculate 30 minutes, 20 minutes. Every second 35 kilometers is moving at that velocity. So we are moving, we are sitting in this room, but the whole is moving. It is difficult to imagine how the Earth operates. What to speak of thinking of the vastness of the universe, of which are tiny parts. If Earth is a spot, heading blue dot, then what are we then? As part of this group, occupying a chair in a room. So I'm talking about the universe, the creation, not the Earth, planet Earth. Now that is the result of the will of the cosmic consciousness to become many. Bible also said that when there is nothing, God was there. God said, let there be light, there was light. Let there be water, there was water. Upanishads say, Brahman said, I am one, I want to become many. So the whole universe has come out of the will of cosmic to create many or to become many. Why? Because it was a spontaneous. The creation is a spontaneous expression of the divine. Bhagavad Gita, it is said, you know, this Jada Jadai Dharmasya Glani Bhavati Bharata. When there is a decadence or glani or dharma, when dominates, he comes. Why does he come? Because he loves his creation. He wants to show the path out of the blinding darkness. So it is because of his love of the Creator that he has to take embodiment as and when, not always. There is decadence, there is degeneration, there is crisis, there is blinding darkness, Sumerian darkness. People cannot see the path. So he himself has to come embodied to show the path. Why? Why does a mother, why do the parents show the path, try to show the path to a child which is likely to be defeated? With love. So it is just to silence the humanity, it is just to, he comes and shows the bigger light, show the way out. So the creation is because of his love, and the Creator is one, the created are many, and we are born out of his love, and we are sustained by his love. That is why it steps down, sustained by it. In that Upanishad it said, it is has an origin in love, bliss, sustained in that, and merges in that. So the whole universe is a play of divine love in form of his Leela. What is the difference between Leela and Krida? Krida means the play which we play. The rules are known to us. But when there is a cosmic play, the rules of the cosmic play is known only to him. Beyond logic, beyond mind, His mind operates in a very finite domain. So he is beyond mind. Tasya sthiti amanaskita. That means his existence is beyond mind, because mind is a small, limited ability to think, to reflect, to figure out things. So the whole creation is a fallout of his divine love, sustained by it. Now after being created, what is our relationship? How do we operate? You must have seen, if a puppy is run over by a speeding car, the mother there will be there watching the dead puppy. After giving birth to siblings, a bird extends its wings, her wings, to protect the siblings. What is that? Instance of love in animals. If you go to a cow who has given birth to a calf, he will scare you away with horns, because she anticipates it. She wants to ward off any trouble for a child by an agency, like human. So the birds move in flying flocks together, togetherness. So love is expressed in togetherness, and we call it the soul of his, the flow, the swim together. Ants move together. Human beings have a tendency to live together. The famous poem of Aditya Kumar where are the charms? Oh solitude, where are the charms? Which sages have seen in thy face? Nirjanata, the king almost the academic charm. That is an inner urge of love to come together. So love is not only found in human beings, the mother's love for a child, a friend's love for a friend, the guru's love for the disciples, disciples' love for the parents' love for the children. But also in animals, very explicit. It is also found among plants. You know, there have been some research studies on plants, on plant psychology. It is found there are some trees who grow well, who have luxuriant growth when they are planted together. For example, sal tree. You put them at a distance, the growth will be lesser than if they are planted together. Professor Radhamohan was here, but he is talking on sociality of plants. Vacha manakara samajikata, like togetherness. Sociality of
social life of plants.
Yes, that is sociality of plants, social life of plants. And it is found they have an underground communication. If perchance you go to some Bolangir or some unrural places, you will find that both sides of the trees, they try to join. So there is a covering on the road. Why does it happen? We should think about it. It is because one trees planted on either side of the road, they have a tendency, they don't go in opposite direction, they try to come together, and in the process they create a canopy. Beautiful, miles together. So this is one instance of plants' love for each other. Plants also understand the language of love. You know, Canada, there was an experiment on a cactus, which we have also discussed here. Now there was a parapsychologist, he always gets the words of love. Why they have? Because nature gives them thorns as a defense mechanism. Okay. Now he, day in and day out, is to message him with love. I love you. No one is going to hurt you. I am there with you. I will protect you. You are mine. I am yours. I am in you. You are in me. That kind of suggestion he was giving. Human suggestions. Because sometimes his hands used to bleed. But even then he used to love. I love you. I know. You know that if my hands are wounded, you know that the blood is oozing out because of your thorns. Nonetheless, I love you. You don't mean to hurt me, but I am hurt. Doesn't matter, irrespective of what happens to me, because of the love, that is my price for law. I love you. Because found that after 6-7 months, the cactus stopped growing thorns. What happened? It has been proved beyond doubt that the plants also listen to music. So if you play music, then you can stimulate the growth of, how does it happen? The stimuli is verbal stimuli. How come that they stimulate the birth of the growth of the plants? It means they respond. They respond to human stimuli, to human language. So love among human beings, love among animals, and love among plants, the urge of the river to be united with the ocean, to merge in the ocean. नदीर जो प्रकृति प्रबलता समुद्र विषय पे, that is also the urge to be one with the source. So the urge, the love is also our tendency to evolve higher and higher, to be one with the supreme. That is our source. So that the love is also expressed in our urge to merge in the source. That is also very important. The river has a tendency, the water has a tendency which evaporates and becomes clouds and again rains, again in form of the rivers and tributaries. It has a tendency to merge in the ocean, to be one with the source. Sometimes it dries up like a river in a desert, but again it evaporates, again it comes down, till it merges in the river. It keeps on going up and coming down to go to the source, because that is the origin of the water bubble. So we could look at it. Another thing is, since God, it is said, that God is love, love is God. Gandhi said, truth is God, God is truth. But it has been several times reiterated that God is love, love is God. That love of God for the creation, I am trying to expound the metaphysics of love. We will discuss about how love functions later. So because it's created out of love, there is a provision for everything and being to sustain itself. If human beings are given hunger, the food is arranged in the state of nature. Just imagine a state where man has hunger but there is no food. Creation would have been impossible. Just imagine that man has thirst but there is no water. Imagine that man has a disease but there is no remedy. There cannot be any disease without a remedy. And the remedy precedes the malady. If corona is there, there must have been some, which science are trying to discover it. They may take time. AIDS is there, cancer is there. There must have been a remedy for a malady, and the remedy precedes the malady. Had there been no remedy, there would have no malady. It is like that. तर निदान मिराकल नसता तर कारण नसता तर रोग भी होता एवढा ऑपरेट होते जरूर डॉक्टर disease is not, Dr. Agarwal is there, disease is not a non-natural state, disease is a natural state, as much natural as health. So, look at the, you see, when you send your child to a school, you ensure that he has provisions, he has water bottle, he has shoes, he has. If you have family members, the head of the family takes all the pains to ensure that my children take food in time, that they are comfortable, they live comfortably. That becomes the bounden duty of a head of the family to ensure that. So in the cosmic family, it has been created by the Supreme, he has also made provisions. Not each one separately, mutuality. You depend on trees, trees depend on you. You give up carbon dioxide, that is intake for the plants. They give out oxygen, that is in survival value for necessity for man. The trees draw the nutrients from under the ground because they cannot move. There is water nutrients there. If that would not have been there, trees would not have been there, trees would not have been there, man would not have been there. Look at the food chain also. A snake preys upon a frog. Frog. Insect must have something. So that is it. If you look at the food chain, life chain, so they were mutually, it is connected. We are connected to each other, dependent on each other. Nowadays, the environmental scientists, the philosophers are trying to certify the age-old truths that this is not a disconnected universe. We live in a connected universe. Everything is connected to every other thing. Now, recently, there have been researches on synchronic communication among fish. A whale, swimming in Pacific has a communication with a whale because they are putting some gadgets and they communicate. Distantly placed, but intimate is the communication. It's called synchronic communication. In the subatomic level, quantum scientists are finding that some changes in this particle brings about corresponding changes in particles distantly located. How does it happen? Apparently no connection. How is it that what in 2500 years ago, Buddha came here in India, Zoroaster came in Persia, Confucius came in China, and that is spiritual renaissance. What is the connect? No automatic, no paraplay, nothing. Psychic. So we live in a connected, interconnected, interdependent universe. We are not as different, as disparate, as different, as distinct, as dichotomous as we appear to be. He's a Muslim, I'm a Hindu. That is why Sarkar says human society is one and individual. First of all, you should recognize that you are all human beings. Same emotions, same aspirations, same ambitions, same feelings, same response patterns, same love of the mother for the child. It's universal. That type of things. Our colors are different, bound to be different, because a person who lives near the equator, he will have black melanin in the skin. What difference does it make to inner core of a man? Let's recognize that we are all one, humans are one individual. Then you think of plants and animals. So the whole universe is connected and mutually dependent. It is said, and I gave some reference before, there is a book called Little Things That Run the World. They say that if the last plant is removed, then human beings will die of suffocation in 6 hours. But if human beings die, it's not going to make much difference to the animals. During Corona, the sea animals came on the road because man is a threat for them. If human beings die en masse, en bloc or en masse, there is a complete extinction of human race on this planet, then the animals are not going to be affected. Rather, they will be free from danger. The elephants will have free movement in the forest. Trees will have unhindered growth. Man is the culprit. But if the last plant is removed, there will be no oxygen for man to breathe in and breathe out, and human beings will die of suffocation in 6 hours. So we are dependent. Who is more dependent on whom? Human beings are more dependent on humans than non-humans on us. That we forget, that we exploit them. We try to live at the cost of others. So it is a connected and let's go to the second part. You know that a few years back, maybe 3 years back, we read out a letter by Newton to his daughter. He writes that don't disclose the letter before 40 years. The people misunderstand me and they can't understand. What is written there? He says that the law of gravitation, that different planets move together by mutual. That is nothing but attraction of love. Love misconstrued as gravitation. Why is it that Earth revolves around the Sun with such a high velocity, and much more than that the galaxy, there is a center, galactic center, and solar systems like things from star system, they also move around it. And an atom also there is a body. When there is a center, we move around it. That means there is some connect, otherwise it could go beyond the periphery, the circumference. So there is a fixed circumference. निर्दिष्ट परिधि रे बोलुछन से परिधि बाहर चले दिन रात अलगा ही the accessories of the change in the velocity or motion. Everything, the sun will not rise on time, set in time. Seasons will not come. So everything is always a system. System means it is the love which binds together. Binding force is love. Whole universe. And it's not only true of human beings, but also the entire creation is bonded to each other. Every part of it bonded by love. Why? Because it is the product of, the result of the love of the Creator. And Creator wants that everyone should be in mutual. If there is a mutual discordance, if there is a mutual, a lack of coordination and support, things will follow it. There will not be one creation, there will not be one universe, but a multi-universe. And the universe will not be sustainable. Multi-universe, there is a anti-universe, multi-universe. They are talking of that very different sense. If we are not dependent on one another, if father doesn't care for the child, mother doesn't care for the child, then the family will break away. Similarly, the cosmic family will break away if there is no mutual support. Look at a serious thing to reflect upon. The whole universe is the result of love, sustained by love. And because of this love, when I feel hungry, there is food around. Much before man's descent on this planet, food was available. The animal flesh is edible. Trees, fruits, roots are available. Water came much before man. How do they, how do they, birds live? No food is prepared for them. How do the stray dogs live? How many stray dogs die without food? Very rare. Without food. Human beings die. But animals without food, very rare, rare to be found. So how? That's a provision principle. How do birds fly from Siberia to thousands of kilometers? What do they take on the way? Where do they rest? How? What is their navigational ability? We have all these aeroplanes, we have the navigational support. But how to play the flights, the birds? Same birds with some, marks in the neck, they come again and again. That is also, the same bird came last year. How do they find the way in the space? There are no trees in the space. Where do they rest? Where do they perch? So if you look at it, all that I am trying to draw your attention to is this, that the whole universe is connected and mutually dependent, and it makes a whole, a complete labyrinth. Just as a system, organized system. If one thing is ruptured, the whole thing will also get wicked. So that is why it is said, a blade of grass also has its necessity. Sarkar calls it existential value. By its very existence, it contributes to total harmony. Nothing is innocent. Even a woman, a old woman, 120 years, you should not feel that she is a burden to the society, useless. She has also all intrinsic value. Now the ecologists say, if you tread on an ant, it creates a disorder in the ecology. You can't see it, but it does. Sarkar says that if you cross a stone, it also feels pain. But human beings must be evolved enough to understand the pain of it. It sounds absurd. It does sound absurd. Because you don't understand when you kill an animal for food, we don't understand the pain of an animal. One philosopher says, the dying sound of an animal is like a cracking sound of a machine. What a distortion of truth. A dying sound of an animal can be compared to a cracking sound of a machine. They would recognize animals as also a truth. They say that they are meant for men. Man has a right to kill them, eat them, and live at their cost. This is another, what. So this is now one thing is clear, that love connects. Love connects. Love puts us together. If there is absence of love, human society will collapse like house of cards. There is no family, no society. It is the love. It is, and why? Now love generates, number one, concern. Love generates care. Love gives rise to sharing and caring. You can look at the striking example is that of parents. If child is sick, mother doesn't have sleep. Not out of the sense of duty that I am a mother, I should. No, spontaneous. The other part of my being is suffering, the sleep doesn't come. Empathy. This is empathy, not sympathy. Sympathy is duality. Empathy, being in the other and feel its feelings. So, so love generates concern for the other. What happens there? There is a very great writer, is the animal liberation protagonist, he says that as long as you stay within yourself, you are not moral. It is only human beings who can be moral. Animals are moral, animals are protective but loving by instinct. The cat's love for the kitten, dog's love for the puppies. Lioness love for the pups. This is spontaneous, nature driven. Case of man. This love is cultivated. Mother's love for the child is natural or unnatural. African mother also loves her child. A woman is begging in the street also carries her child in her lap. So love is natural. Hatred is unnatural. Now what happens in love? Peter Singer would say that look, when you love the other, you negate yourself. You say, we have seen now several times of distance. Go to a flood-stricken area where the mother and the entire family starves. The mother will withdraw and say, give it to my child. Mother would negate herself in favor of the children. Let me die, let my child live. This is love. So the one who loves accords priority to the loved one. Yours first. So in love, we go beyond our selfishness, selfish concerns, and we are concerned about the needs and interests of the other, and we live for the other. So love helps us to transcend, to go beyond the personal interest. So love is, in love psychology, love disposition, these selfish concerns are sublimated in the other-centric. Singer says, as long as you think of yourself, I will live. My wife, my children, everyone is for my pleasure and my need. You are not moral. You are not truly human. Because that love is missing in you. When there is love, you go beyond yourself and live for the other. So love helps you to transcend your small ego, the confines of the ego, and live for the other. What happens then? Now you not only recognize the other, you are concerned about the other. And you tolerate the other. Mother tolerates all the angularities of a child. Why? Love. The father may not like. Because mother has a greater sense of identification because the child has come out of the womb of the mother. She feels that it is an extension of her being. So the world may not forgive, excuse, but mother tolerates indulgences of a child. So love generates indulgence. That is why I said love is blind. Mother is blind to the fault of the child. It's my child, doesn't matter. So irrespective of what someone said, I am not worthy of your love. A mother would say, one who really loves would say, doesn't matter whether I am good or bad, I love you. Now why do you love me? Nothing. Love for the sake of love. That is true. I love you because I cannot help it. Mother loves the child not out of duty, not because the Guru has said, not because it has been enjoined by the scriptures, but love for the sake of love. So that will lead to sacrifice. What is sacrifice? When you live for the other. Everything which generates, love is the base. So love generates concern, love generates care, love generates sacrifice, love generates tolerance, mutuality, and above all, forgiveness. Love forgives. Doesn't matter what you have done. Jesus, the supreme instance of love. You know how Jesus was nailed and the cross, crucified. That cross was very heavy. And you know, Jesus was linen thin. And the people who wanted to kill him, crucify him, they said, let him carry this cross till that point. He was forced to be. Tears will come to your eyes. If you read about the death of Saturdays, the crucifixion of Jesus, he was meant to carry the big load of that weight of that cross, and he was being slashed on the way. But there is no grievance, no remorse, no curse. The wedding stand stood like this, and they did. So there was no curse. He was praying, he was in prayer for good, and he uttered one sentence: "Oh God, forgive them. Is that ignorant? They do not know what they are doing." This is love. Love means forgiveness. Forgiving even your killers, perpetrators of your thing. People who have crucified you, they are nailing you on the cross. He forgives. And this one instance has made the 1/3 of the world Christians. There may not be any philosophy. We don't look for philosophy. Instance of love. So love is infectious. Just as a disease is infectious, if you are with profound love, it infects the other. Example, Lord Buddha. Love infects. Love is infectious, not contagious. It is coronal, it is a gift, infectious. Without touch also, physical touch also will come. You know the famous story from Buddha's life. Buddha was going, when the great people go on in those days also, the route is fixed. Buddha is going with his followers. And the person who, his nephew, the person who wanted to kill him, he set an elephant. A mad, this may have discussed also, I am repeating it because it's relevant. Now, he brought a wild elephant, a mad elephant, made him drink. So three things: a wild elephant, Asa Charnoli, drunken elephant, and a mad elephant. A drunken, mad, wild elephant was let loose on the way where Buddha was supposed to go. From a distance, the disciples were also panicked. They were going to die, he was going to cross. Buddha is in the front. When Buddha saw the elephant, there was eye contact. Elephant and Buddha. The elephant bowed down. Buddha passed up. How to understand this? Because you are the Corona. Corona. In Buddhism we say Corona. Who is Buddha? Is the compassion incarnate. Corona का मूर्तिमंत प्रतीक होता है। तो बुद्ध क्या है? इधर कहाँ पे कोरोना समस्तन भी अच्छी, ताकि जो तुम्हें उन्मत्त सशक्त इधर को देखो जी, सी तबरा सर्वोच्च नहीं लोग बुद्ध चल रहे। History, not story. How powerful is the love? मैं खोई रहता है। उन्हें पॉजिटिव को अपन जिस स्नेह देते, सीधा हिंसा का करी बस। How powerful is love? If you love your enemy, the enemy will lose its enmity. That is what Gandhi said. If somebody gives you a slap, so the लोगों हंसा भी कहेंगे तो हम बोलो, ते इजुगर चलेगा, सब इजुगर चलेगा. If somebody gives you a slap in one cheek, so the other cheek. Again he continues, so the other cheek, because in the process, your love for the other, your tolerance will arouse the goodness in the other. ता भीतर जो सुप्त ईश्वरत्व जो भलो पाइबाटा अछि, ये भलो पाइबा देखिले ता भलो पाइबाटा जागृत हो. ते पाउस को अडै देल त नियाटा आगु आसी जाए, जो समस्त भीतर लव अछि, हम से लव सृष्टि हम. Creation is out of love. So when you show the love, when there is exhibition of love, display of love, enactment of love, the love in the enemy, that also gets around. That is the meaning of what you are need to say. Non-violence practice करने का संभव no. Only a man who is capable of violence can be non-violent. Gandhi's words. The दुर्बल लोग से non-violent practice करते हैं. जहाँ setting शक्ति थी वो tolerate करेगा. The opposition of this, he can only be non-violent. So Gandhi's words, only a violent man can be non-violent. Yeah. So love is such a powerful weapon that it will make the falseness, the cruelty of an animal disappear. Love is so powerful a weapon. Love is the most powerful instrument by which you can dissolve the inimical nature, the hatred in the other. Because the other is also your kindred. Deep within he is also divine. So when you are, love is an expression of the divinity, so that gets aroused. That is the dynamics. You can take another example of, several times we have discussed about it here. Again, I am repeating. When Mirabai was given a blend in a platter, you would have said that, Mira, what is this? Now this is the water got out of, this is a bath water of Lord Krishna. No, is it? They wanted to kill Mira because she brought defamation to the family. Mira said, is it? She said, it is preserved for me. The water is bath water of Lord Krishna. Okay, did not die. How come? Love for the divine. So the nectar also, the poison also turns nectar. And animals also resist ferocity at the sight of Buddha because it is love and love only. If you want to change the world, if you want to make a difference to the world, the only secret is love, serve. Mother Teresa says, what is the difference between love and service, seva? In one sentence, she says, seva is nothing, service is nothing but love in action. When you love somebody, it has its natural expression in seva. If you really feel that people are plot-stricken, Gopabandhu leaves his son, sick son, and goes there, love for them. So love has its expression in action, Mother Teresa, that in action when you love someone, you cannot be indifferent to their miserable plight. So love manifests in service. So look at the thing called love. Love generates concern, forgiveness, empathy, sacrifice, tolerance, whatnot. And these are all virtues, great virtues. These are all great virtues which underlie every religion. There is no religion which talks about it. There is no religion, sometimes this Quran is misread, misinterpreted. The Quran promotes violence. Never go to the Quran original literature. No master would say that hate your brotherhood of God, man and fatherhood of God. It is the proclamation of every religion. So love is something which is the bedrock, which is the foundation of every religion. Religion may not be secular, but a religion is based on a secular base, raised on a secular base, that is love and service. Love has its natural expression in service. Now why is it that sometimes we are, though it is our nature to love, yes, another thing I would like to tell you, that love is so very ingrained in our life system that everyone wants to love and be loved. Don't you feel like a cat wants to be loved? That is why he comes to your lap. Two children vie with one another to have a place in mother's lap because they want to be loved. We have seen in our children's homes, if there are 2-3 small kids, take somebody on the lap, the other feels deprived. That means he has a tendency to be loved. Even animals have a tendency to love, and more so human beings who are not only conscious but self-conscious. So to be loved is also a natural, spontaneous disposition of man. There are some young people who go wrong because of lack of love. More than the physical nourishment, nutrition, the psychic nourishment is love. The psychic nourishment is love. ଆପଣ ଦେଖ ଯୋଉ ପିଲାମାନେ ବାପା ମାଙ୍କର ସ୍ନେହ ନ ପାଇଥାନ୍ତି ସେ ଛୁଆଳେ ନାହିଁ ସେ ସବୁ they go debate. So ଆମେ ଭାବୁ ନର୍ଚର ମାନେ ତାକୁ ସବୁଦିନ କ୍ଷୀର ଦେବେ ଇଏ ଦେବେ ନର୍ଚର. This is the physical nurture. What about the psyche? For psychic nurture you need nothing but love. ଯାହା ଦେବେ ଖାଇଦେବେ. So man has a tendency to love, to identify oneself. You will love your ideal, you will love your parents, love your friends, and for that you can go to an extent. Now coming to these types of love. You see, whether you love, you are attracted by somebody's appearance. That is also love. Love attracts. When you stand before a Himalayan range, you fall in love with it. Attracts. Love attracts. Love forgives. It goes from the individual to the other, but it also attracts the other. If you love people, you will have many friends, because that love attracts people around you. Wherever you are working, people love you. Why? Because your love generates the love in them. So love becomes the platform of your connection. Love connects. I'll give you one example, it comes to mind. There was parapsychological research. The husband and wife, very ideally bonded husband and wife. Wife used to identify with husband. They are very close, very much identified, bonding, ideal couple you can say. They die. There are many afterlife studies. So next life, what happens is, the woman who dies, she is born as a male, but becomes a sannyasi, becomes a monk and has his own husband. Wife. Genders are immaterial, male or female. You go with your karma. The only thing that helps you to go beyond your life is under given part life, is your karma. Building you leave behind. With the plastic paint, before it fades, you go. Everything you have stays behind. Even you stay behind means the body. How do you know that so and so has come? What? The body also refers. This in philosophy we call it reference failure. This man is so wise, so good, so serving, so noble, so who is that person? This person. When the person dies, no body reference. When there is a reference, whose house is this? Whose bank balance is this? When the referent is called referent, this is referent. For example, this is a microphone. This is black, this is beautiful, this is very handy. But this microphone breaks, is no more, to take away the parts. These descriptions are don't apply to it. The referent is lost. So reference is failure. You don't have, this person is a vice chancellor, is a good speaker, a writer, a prolific writer, but the person goes, whom to apply? These things are there, but there is no referent. So as there is no referent, so there is a reference failure. It happens. But there is one thing which goes with you to the next life, that is the results of your good and bad, it's both. For good, you have to come, one is a golden chain, one is the iron chain. You have to work again and again to reap the benefits, the results of your karma. What happens is, the wife dies and boy is born as a male in a family, and because of the very sentient ambience in the family, they're all into spiritual order, kirtan, so he becomes a sannyasi. And the husband dies and is born as a girl. And after 2-3 years, the parents die. There is no one to take care. This husband, she is born as a girl, but she becomes parentless. And she is sent to an ashram where His wife is, or this gentleman is a sannyasi, and the sannyasi takes care of. You see again the connection. The connection in new mode, new way, but it doesn't go. That is why it is said that bonding also go, the bonding of love also goes beyond life. ଏବେ ଆପଣ ଦେଖାହେଲା ଆଜି କଥା ଦେଖାହେଲା ଏବେ ସମ୍ପର୍କ ବହୁତ ଜନ୍ମର ଆମେ ବୁଝିପାରୁନା କେମିତି କେତେବେଳେ କେମିତି ହେଇକି ପୁଣି ଯୋଡ଼ି ହେଇଯାଉଛି ଦେଖାହେଲା ଏବେ ସମ୍ପର୍କ ବହୁ ଜନ୍ମର ବହୁ ଦିନର ନୁହେଁ ବହୁ ଜନ୍ମର କାରଣ ଏ ଜନ୍ମର ତ ଆମେ ଭେଟି ନା ଆଗରୁ ପ୍ରଥମ ଦିନ ଭେଟୁଛୁ ଅଲ୍ ଅଫ୍ ଏ ସଡନ୍ ଆମର କେମିତି ବଣ୍ଡିଂ ହେଇଯିବ how we get bonded so fast. So maybe we met now for the first time, but who knows that we are connected. Now there are some parapsychology research on afterlife. So love also connects you, not in this life, but across lives. Why? Because सबुरा बंधा है कि हमें गुट्टे से जो बंधा है कि परस्पर सहित, that is love. There is a God of love which binds one and all, not only human beings, animals, birds, plants. समस्ते समस्त जोड़ा है जब बंधा है कि यदि गोटे स्वेटर रे गोटे जगह पिलाट मारी देले इंटर स्वेटर टा वीक ही जीवो कारण सब सूता से सब जोड़ा है से बळे गोटे खा को डिस्टर्ब जदि करिबा ताले so in our own interest we should try to preserve, promote, love and serve others, the rest of the creation. That is how man has to step in as a mentor, man has to step in as a steward, man has to step in as a protector, not as a destroyer. Why? Because man is not only conscious like animals, but self-conscious. So, बुझी पर सब जिन्स तो तार दायित्व होला ornamental. So man has to extend his love to plants and animals as well. This is called Niyamani Sarkar. He says that he envisioned a society where human beings love not only their fellow men, but the plants. It's called Niyam Nabbe Manavadavada. तापी कौन दरकार है? Expanded awareness. तापी कौन दरकार? Sadhana is the process by which you have the expanded awareness so that you cannot but love. बेले बेले हमें कितने लोग अभ्यास बस तो चोरी करते, कितने लोग आवश्यकता चोरी करते, दिखा होगा तुमसे. Some people steal out of necessity, some people steal out of habit. तो पिकपॉकेट करने का हम तो सीखी अल्प बुद्धि रे मोर धनी है गले एमती पिकपॉकेट करू मोर पांचटा बिल्डिंग है तथे भी पिकपॉकेट करू. Habit becomes second nature of man. So बेले बेले कौन हुए ना मनुष्य जब ये essentially divine because of circumstances man forgets his inner core. एवं हमारा मुझे डाइवर्ट लेके हमारा love, the types of love है we are loved by the glitter of the outer. बाहर जिनसे देखी कि हमें तापर से हमका आकर्षण कर कितनी आकर्षण करें ना तार आकर्षण करे शक्ति जति दिन थिबो यदि फूलटा हमको आकर्षित करूची फूलटा जे पर्यंत सुंदर देखा जाउथिबो मु तार आकर्षित है फूलटा झड़ी गला पर फूलटा सुखी गला पर जवनटा जति को थिबो as long as the youth lasts youthful projects will come. youth that उत्तर जवन रे कोन हो जवन और सुख पाइबे. So जितने मनुष्य बाहर जिन सब ताको इंग्रेजी में हीरोस एरोटिक लव कार ओरे अपीयरेंस देखे अट्रैक्टेड हिबा कार धन संपत्ति अट्रैक्टेड हिबा कार को पाइबा से ताको आकर्षित हिबा कार ज्ञान द्वारा आकर्षित हिबा कार कर्म द्वारा आकर्षित हिबा बाहर देखि रे ये लोग देखते ही बुझे मनुष्य को बंदी किंतु किछि दिन पर कोन पे जते बड़े से जो कंडीशन वाला चली जाए जो स्त्री स्वामी को जे तुम जन्म जन्म साथी से ताको सबदिन मद खाइके से बाडौथिबो ता पिला को मद केते लोग मद खाइले नॉर्मल रहउती मद न खाइले आपन देखछन लोग अनेक लोग पति मद लोग सबदिन मद खाती से मद खाइले नॉर्मल मद दिन बंद ही जीवो से बड़ा करे पिला को बड़े बे करे. अनेक वो सभी देखी जी दरवा पाइले दिन अलगा गोटे अकाउंट में पैसा रखते तब से डेली मद पीते पिला दरमा देवा पैसा न क्लास 3 पढ़े क्लास पढ़े तो किसी दिन हमारे कला पर लिबर्टी नष्ट हो जीवो जण को सपोजिंग यू आर अट्रैक्टेड बाय द अपीयरेंस ऑफ ए पर्सन किसी दिन पर डिसिल्यूजन आप देखिए अधिकांश लोक उदाहरण जो लोक मैंने कांधे हाथ पका पकई चलू था 10 वर्ष पर से रास्ता गोड़ा गड़ी दैट इज द फेट ऑफ दिस इरस तो मनीष कौन दरकार कहना दरकार नहीं गोटे फूलटा जो सबुदिन रही कौन आमको शास्त्र शिखे कि फूल निजे कहीदेव मुझे आसती किसी दिन पर सुखी जाऊँ देहटा भल पाई मोर ये जिन देखी मोर से गुणटा ना बाहर के जगह पर 6 मास पर डाइवर्स 2 वर्ष पर देखले मुझे रही ये कुछ रही तेणु इरस ये when you love a finite as finite, the outer nature of the finite will disclose its finite nature. से नीचे सीखे रहो जारे ये काम करो कारण से पर फाइनाइट तो फाइनाइट तो मैंने कंडीशनल लव जेतबे मनुष्य काको भलो पाए किछि पाइ I love you because you have some qualities. देखो एटा कंडीशनल जेतबे स्त्री देखिबो मो स्वामी एते क्रूएल मो पिला बाडो जे सब ये कर दो काई करे बेटिया पड़ गेले सल्ला कारण स्वामी सेवा करू नथला बोल से पाके देला मैं बुझी पाइबे आपण स्त्री के नै करी बोले एटी कोन से ना कले जोले से गोटे से करे एटा दरकार ना आउन खोजु ना आउन देखु गोटे साइड के पास साइड से कहबो ना भल पेबो जेतो मिनिमम गुरे को देला बाद मिनिमम गोटे पिंधा साड़ी जे देई पर नथिबे तो कंडीशन रा चली जीवो माय हस्बैंड इज क्रूएल इज पुअर क्रूएल अनफर्ड इंडल्ज इन मेनी एंटीसोशल एक्टिविटी पुलिस से राती अदर आदि के पळो कि तथा विषय को बोल पाबे कि स्लोप टा पड़ गेला ना एबा नथला बोल सेटा थिला कंडीशनलिटी ऑफ हीरोज माने फाइनाइट लव तेणु माने स्क्रिप्चर कहते दी प्रकार लव गोटे लाइक अगेप क्रिश्चियनिटी रेटा আছে अगेप अगेप माने अनकट पुडे जेटा partially mother's love for the child. That is why it is said God could not be everywhere, therefore he made mothers. God's love for the creation is unconditional. आपण चोर हो तो डकायत हो तो समस्त पे नकर कृपा रही रत्नाकर कृपा कले वाल्मीकि बिल्लवंगल कृपा कले से संगे पर सब कुछ एक ईश्वर स्टाइल कहीं का लॉजिक है God cannot do 3 things. He is all powerful. Tin times man all powerful, omnipotent. 3 things he cannot do. He cannot be 2. God is all in one. Number 2, he cannot hate anyone. घृणा करवे स्कूटी जीवो जोड़ी जो तक जगह से What does he go? जदि से भूल कला तब बिना व्यवस्था प्रकृति पनिशमेंट पुलिस रास्ता कर बोले कहीं भलिया रास्ता ये जीवो मर्डर नहीं रास्ता पूरी रास्ता प्रकृति कामला सेटा टू पनिश द डिविडेंड बिकॉज़ ये जो सिस्टम रे प्रभाव द क्रिएशन इज अ फ्लो द इवोल्यूशन इज अ फ्लो हम सब से प्रभाव मानकर चली छे केते माछ देखिथिबे से ये जाउ केते उल्टा जाउथिबे गाय जाउथिबे तो ओले गए माने कोन करछ अलग रास्ता रे जिबे पक्षी मान जदि गोटे पक्षी उड़ी कोड पळिबो तापर असले पुलिस मिसिबो तो प्रकृतिर व्यवस्था एमिति ताको रास्ता रे जीव बाध्य जे भूल कर से आसीबो जे ठीक कर ठीक कला वाला शीघ्र जीवे एक्सपेडिशनली दे को जे भूल कर जे पनिशमेंट पाई को भूल कर देली उस रास्ता का पनिशमेंट भूल करबार व्यवस्था पनिशमेंट को प्रकृतिर ईश्वर को संस्कार रही समस्त कर प्रेम रावण मुक्ति पाइबो मकड़ माने मुक्ति पाइबो मकड़ माने सहाय्य करी के मुक्ति पाइबे प्रभुଙ୍କର स्पर्श रे रावण ताकर क्रोध कर पाए one is a straight path other is a circuitous serpentine path तेणु कोरोना ताकर समस्त प्रति अछि काहे ना कोरोना रे सृष्टि कर जदी देखो से कोरोना से हम टाणु जमे गाड़ी के जाऊ हमें चाहिए बेले ताकर दूरे जाऊ और सुनो बेटा दुख द्वितीय बात है तार अहंकार से करबे तीनटा का करबे जे अहंकार अछि माने आ गोटे की आसेला तू छु मु भी अछि तो गोटे तो जिंस अछि केवल तो तू अछि when I assert myself as an individual my ego vanity sense of I कर्तव्य आसीबो सेते बेले प्रबल देखिबो because I am not different from you O Lord I am a part of you. I live in you. You live in me in the form of a spiritual consciousness. I also live in you. तुम separate जेतबे आसीबो तो जेते साधना शेष कथा हला to dissolve the ego अहंकार separative consciousness. So the separative consciousness has to be overcome through love. There is a great spiritualist. आम आलोचना कर स्ट्रेंथन बेले बेले भल कथा बारंबार कह पड़े सत्य बारंबार कह पड़े कारण माइंड हैज अ टेंडेंसी टू फॉरगेट ऑटो सजेशन ये हला नियम हला द गुड थिंग्स हैव टू बी रिमाइंडेड रिपीटेड अगेन एंड अगेन बहुत साधना कला परे भगवान द्वारा द्वारस्थ होती डाकुची प्रभु सब उत्तर तुम किए नमो डॉक्टर केदास God pulled me. What was it? I did so much of penance. Why God was not responsible for ecology? What has told me? Oh, I'm going to doctor. Janmo is the doctor thing making. Me এটা নাই কইলি তো অহংকার রয়ে গেল মোরে মোরে ডাক্তার এখন তো আন্দাজা কইলো তারপরে আউরি সাধনা করলাম না এটা করবে বলবো না ডাক্তার second time goes and knocks at the door. Clay, who is there? No, I am Kumar Das. Door is the doctor. Janmo na nahi, you are born nameless. वो ना नथिला किसी नथिला तो तापर ना टा दिए सेटा कोन स्वरूप होगी तो पूर्ण साधना कर दियो आउ थरा स्तर किए ना I am you पूर्ण तमे you are calling. So we have to, the journey of life is to go beyond the sense of individuality and to merge yourself in the universality. Because I am different. तमे व्यक्ति मु नहीं ना. तमे अच्छे बोले मु अच्छे. मोटे कितना नहीं. शेषर जाने जो तमे अच्छे मोर स्थिति नहीं. ये जो निजर सेपरेटिव कॉन्सेप्ट हरेले मनुष्य पूरी सही अवस्था में पहुंचे जो कि बिकम लव एक्सप्लेनेशन गीतांजलि कैप्टन नोबेल प्राइज पाइला. Love of the superintendent. The Kuradi coach got to better than Gitanjali. The X asked for its handle to the tree. Jodi line and the tree gave it. Finished. Kuradi coach bhai, Kachu coach bhai, Mate. बेंटर टिके दे काठा टिके दे कोन भी ना बेंटर नॉल से काम कर के तार फंक्शन नहीं दे बेंटर लागी त हानिबो ना गछ जानि छी मु बेंटर दल मते से काटिबो पर मोर बंधुमान काम काटिबो they knew that if I give it the handle either me or my brother that my तथापि से दो So love means magnanimity. Mo pa sa beke hi jo, si chao no. किसी दिन पर से बुझिबो तारे एटा फाइल कोडु. एटा तो गछ पर काकु दाखल जिनामो. That will set the person to realize. It goes like this in Gitanjali. The X asked for its handle to the tree and the tree gave it. Finished. See to offer it over. So love it accommodates even enemies, your dissenters. Love is magnanimous. Something embrace karibo. Chhadibo nahi tha. So love is all embracing. Love generates magnanimity. These are the expressions of love. Namaskar.